exploring the depth of obedience to authority. Picture this: researchers, in an attempt to investigate obedience to authority, introduce the bug destruction task. The task, as offbeat as it sounds, invites participants to grind live bugs in an electric coffee grinder. Don't worry, not a single bug was harmed. The premise rests on an intriguing reality. People are less troubled by violence against insects than other beings, but it still conjures a moral conflict. This experiment highlights obedience, the act of adhering to authorities' demands, even when they clash with personal norms and values. Stanley Milgram's experiment in the 1960s brought this to the fore, revealing how most were willing to administer potentially lethal shocks under an authority's command. This tension between conflict and submission paints obedience as a deeply intriguing psychological phenomenon. In this study, the researchers explore the conflict underlying obedience through a series of destruction tasks, involving bugs and harmless objects like coffee beans. The results? More participants were willing to kill the bugs, and all reported heightened arousal and discomfort after the task. Further, the researchers turned their gaze to conflict resolution. The obedient subjects, those who followed orders, showed an increase in skin conductance, signifying tension. They also accepted responsibility for their actions, rejecting the theory that diffused or ambiguous responsibility explains obedience. So why do people obey? The researchers proposed a new hypothesis, suggesting a dual sense of duty, a battle between moral obligation and commitment to the authority. When reminded of their individual choice, participants leaned towards their moral obligation to the bugs. But without that reminder, their sense of duty to the authority prevailed. The takeaway: people are committed to initial agreements, even if it brings discomfort. Most importantly, obedience should never be confused with free will. Remember to like and subscribe for more neuroscience news updates.